The impact of the avian flu on our poultry and egg stocks has been massive. Over 7 million birds have been culled, and it will be many months before the industry fully recovers. In the meantime, eggs are being imported to boost local supply, which is underproducing by an estimated 45 million eggs a week. Today, the Department of Agriculture confirming that the avian flu is now under control, and they say they expect egg stocks to normalise by early next year. The department says there's no need to worry about getting eggs this festive season. Now, earlier this week, Hume International, which is an agricultural import and export company, raised concerns about egg supplies, saying the available countries that we can import from has not been increased. I'm joined now by Jonathan Katz, an industry-leading expert on dairy at Hume International. Mr. Katz, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I know that you've read the statement from the Department of Agriculture a little earlier today. The statement saying they don't dictate which countries you can do business with, where you can import from. As long as biometric security's been assessed, they have no problem with you approaching any country. Does that allay your earlier concerns expressed?
So as an importer, we've been working with various countries to try and get table eggs into South Africa. We started with Brazil because we were informed that Brazil and Argentina are countries we can get from. And we're in the process of getting permits for those countries. I think overall the picture painted by the Department of Agriculture covers the entire egg industry, which includes fertilized eggs, day-old chicks, and also dried egg powders, which is often used by the food industry. So if one looks at the total picture, it seems to be good, but most people that I know are struggling to find eggs on the shelf. There's always shortages. So it doesn't seem that the situation is improving.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly, that's my own anecdotal experience. Some shops don't have, others seem fairly well stocked. But you import eggs, right? So you flagged some very serious concerns earlier this week, basically saying that government needs to ease anti-competitive rules, suggesting that government had not done enough to enable you to import eggs from as many countries as you need to. Are you standing by that? Are you saying the situation has changed since you issued that statement?
So no, the situation hasn't changed. We're seeing a shortage, as you mentioned, of 45 million eggs a week. And that equals about 2,250 tons of table eggs. Now, the government's saying that they've approved 64 tons of table eggs or egg products. How much of that is table eggs? If we look at the permits that they've allowed, and we say that there's 64 tons that's been approved, yet we need over 2,000 tons a week to cover the shortage. There's no way that the shortage is going to be covered by bringing in fertilized eggs, because they still have to grow, day-old chicks, they still have to grow. So people that are relying on eggs to eat as a staple food are not getting the correct information from the government.
And what is the situation with Hume International? I mean, I presume that you are an importer of eggs, which is why you're invested in this particular topic. Are you battling to bring in as many eggs as you need?
So one of our problems is we have a very long period to receive the permit from the Department of Agriculture.
Is this the biosecurity permit? Sorry to interrupt. Is this the biosecurity risk permit?
Well, it's what's called a veterinary importer's permit, which is required for all animal products that are coming into the country for consumption. So we've been doing it for many years with our chicken and meat products. They all require those veterinary import permits. The biosecurity is more a general term that covers food safety and other things that relate to keeping the consumer safe. So Brazil and Argentina are countries that we're allowed to import from. Now we've been able to get suppliers to offer us products, but we're struggling to get enough permits quick enough to allow us to import. And it's not just us; it's the industry as a whole.
So where do those permits come from? Are they from the Department of Agriculture?
Correct. They all come from the Department of Agriculture. We apply for them. And as I mentioned, it's taken 3 weeks to get a permit, which is a very long time to wait. We still have to get the product into the water to bring it in from Brazil, which takes another 3 to 4 weeks. So by the time it gets here, it's going to be long after the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. So in other words, even though the minister says, well, you can import from whoever you like, the reality is you still need some sort of importing permit. And the backlog, you're saying, and the slowness is in the issuing of that permit. 3 weeks is just far too slow. You've sort of alluded to it already. What kind of festive season where we all bake more, eat more, we use eggs in so much of what we do. What kind of festive season are we in for regarding egg supply specifically?
So from an importer's perspective, it's difficult to predict where the situation will end up. I just look at how the shortage has really affected the industry. I know South African Poultry Association is really struggling. The other question that I have is what's going to happen beyond the Christmas season, because even if the fertilized eggs are brought in and the chickens that were culled are replaced, history shows that with the 2017 avian flu, that continued for a year during the season. There were 4.7 million birds culled in the 2017-2018 season. There were another 2.4 to 2.9 million birds culled in the 2021 season. And now, so shortly, it started at the end of 2022. There was another, as you mentioned, 6 million or plus, another 1.7 million. So it's closer to 7.7 million birds that were culled. So what's going to happen next? Because it seems that the industry is not being able to recover from those losses, and it seems that the egg shortage is going to be with us for a long time, unless the government has a much more direct assistance to importers to allow us to import more table eggs.
All right. Thank you so much for that update. Jonathan Katz, an industry-leading expert on dairy at Hume International, which is, of course, an agriculture import and export company. They are not as gung-ho and positive as the Department of Agriculture is about the supply of eggs, saying there are very serious blockages with the issuing of those permits from the Agriculture Department taking far too long.